Hello, Flosstube. Uh, my name is Elizabeth Martinez, phantastitches, and this is my Flosstube update number 175. Today is Saturday, August 14th. Happy birthday, Eve. And like I said, this is my update number 175. This is a channel about cross stitch, in case you were wondering. And so I'm going to talk about it. I actually don't have any haul. Well, yes, I do. I have a little bit. I'll talk about that in a minute. But so let's see. What have I been doing? The only real stitching I've been doing, I've been kind of I've been working on a couple of FFO projects. I am participating. Have participated in cross stitch camp. I've talked about that a few times, but I already completed my August project, so I have the rest of the month to do whatever. So I've been stitching a little bit on something else, and decided to try to use this period to do some FFOing. And then my sisters and I are going to start a special project in a few days. We're going to be announcing that in the special Three Sisters Creative video. It'll be out later on this week. So we just recorded one today on our regular one, but we're going to be doing a special one in the middle of the week. So for that video, make sure you subscribe to Three Sisters Creative. Subscribe to those YouTube videos and hit your notifications, and you'll see when we record that special episode in the middle of this coming week. Anyway, so for what I've been doing, as far as stitching goes, cross stitching, I've been working on this Elephant and Pug Alforged kit, and so far, right now I'm working on I've completed everything except I'm working on the elephant, and then there's a border down here. So I finished the border on top, which is just this yellow line thing, and I've finished the wording. It's in Cyrillic, in Russian, so yeah. And then I finished the little pug dog and the elephant's whatever you call that, harness, costume, blanket, whatever, saddle, and his tusk, and the outline of his ear and his eye. And so now I just have the gray of the elephant itself. And then there's like I said, there's a red and yellow, this color and this color border down here below, below the elephant. So yeah, that's coming along very nicely, and I should be able to finish it in a week or two, depending on what else I do in the meantime. So I'm working on that. And, you know, those Alforged kits are lovely. They come with the fabric and needle, the thread, everything. So, yeah. So I was working on that. But then I did some FFOing on, I think, when did I start? I don't know if I started on Monday, you know, Monday, Tuesday, whatever. Today is Saturday. So yeah, I don't know. I worked on it off and on. You know, I don't do a whole lot of FFOing. I end up, like, you know, stitching something, and then those things that are not immediate gifts, you know, go in my version of Pam and Steph's Under the Bed box. I have a sort of a big envelope thing. It's actually one of these kind of envelopes, but it's larger. It's like just a larger size that I picked up at the attic a long time ago, but it's, you know, big. And so I have all my stitched things in there that are waiting to be FFO'd. So yeah, it was becoming a big pile. And I had done some things earlier that I wanted to finish. So back in the last year, for my mother's birthday, I believe. Sorry, I'm losing this thing. I had stitched this. This is a Lindy Stitches design, Mother's Heart, and the wording says, "A mother's heart is black and blue, bruised from loving ever true." And so I did this for my mother, and the original stitching called for black ribbon, I believe, and black backing. And I know my mother. My mother is not like into anything black, whatever. She thinks she always thought it was too sad or too whatever. And so this has black lettering in it, but black and blue, and then these really pretty little purple flowers. And so I went ahead and finished it with some. It's actually, it looks kind of whited out or pinkish, but it's called Lilacs. And then this chenille, this is all Lady Dot Creates velveteen, and this chenille is also Lady Dot Creates, and it's kind of this is, I think, Chianti is what it's called. So yeah, so I had done this for my mother's birthday last August, and then she passed away in December, and I wanted to do something to remember her by, and so I guess it was in March or so, I did this chart, Blessed. So it says, "Blessed are those who mourn, for they shall be comforted." It's Matthew 5:4. And so it has her name and her dates there, and this willow and some grass. And I wanted to finish stitching it and FFO it. And so I had stitched it, and I talked about how I found these little sheep charms and stuck them on there. And there's kind of a lot of them, but it's, you know, this is my mom and dad, representative of them, and us 4 kids, these 4 round sheep. My brother, this is the green, so I use this for my brother, and my sister Eve, and these little silver ones are the grandkids. My sister Eve and her son Robert, and me, and my sister Naomi and her kids, Eli and Hannah. The only person not on here is my brother-in-law, because, you know, I didn't have a charm for him, and, you know, yeah. So anyway, but I stuck them all on here, and this is the finished stitching. So I was looking for the right combination of backing and everything else, and so I had ordered some velveteen from Lady Dot Creates, so it would match this pillow somewhat in finishing style. So I had there were 3 green shades that I ordered, that I saw on the Lady Dot Creates site. There was the Bells of Ireland and String Bean, I think, and Pea Pod were these colors. And so I chose Pea Pod. This is Pea Pod. But I had some green chenille, this called Mossy. And actually, you know, it's really hard, because if you look like on the Lady Dot Creates Etsy site now, there's actually 2 listings from Mossy, for Mossy chenille, and they're slightly different. But it's always hard when you're looking online at a photograph, you know, because it you know, lighting, dye lots, whatever. So you never know what you're really going to get. So this is the Mossy that I had. So it's actually a kind of a grayish green, you know, moss-like color. It's not nearly as dark as I really wanted to match this. It's a little on the light side. So I had looked at this and I thought, well, it's not quite the right shade of green. And so I was looking on the Lady Dot Creates page, and there's a couple of colors, you know. Well, there's one that's I think grass, and one that's called tall grass, and they're slightly, you know, they're greener shades. But I thought, well, what if I order something and I have to wait for it to come in, and then what if it's not the right shade? So I had I thought, well, I've got this sort of velvety yarn. It's a little fatter than regular yarn. Because I didn't want to do cording exactly. I mean, I thought, well, I could do cording, but I wanted to do something a little fluffier, right? So I had this yarn, and it's this velvet, you know, thick yarn. But this isn't the right shade either. It's called olive, but it's a little yellowish, right? So I had that color. And I had actually this, which is, I think, the right shade of green, but it's, of course, this eyelash yarn, and I didn't want, it's too fuzzy. So, so this is the color I showed last week, because in my brain, when I saw it at the store, I thought, well, that's the right color. But no, it's not. It's dark, and yeah, no, I didn't like it. I mean, it's a beautiful, beautiful color, and it's got that little sparkle in it, but it doesn't go with that design. And as a matter of fact, I was talking about it in my video, in the Three Sisters Creative video. I was talking about it, and my sister, my younger sister, was like, do you want me to make you something out of this? She was wanting a hat, a shawl, whatever, you know. But so then I thought, well, maybe I'll, you know, I went to Joann's, because I thought, well, okay, if Hobby Lobby doesn't have the right shade that I want, maybe Joann's would have it. And so they did not have the right green, but I thought, well, maybe this blue, because this blue would kind of go with this blue, you know. And but I was, as I was sitting in the checkout, standing in the checkout line with this color, I was going, but what if I don't like it? I don't know. Do I like it? I don't know. You know? So yeah. So but I went ahead and bought it because I thought, well, okay, well, I might use it, and I don't know. And so so I was thinking about this chenille. And I thought, well, how does she, you know, it's 100% cotton. She obviously hand dyes all this chenille and all that. So I took a piece of the chenille, and, you know, I have a couple of colors of green RIT dye. And what I did was I have apple green and I have dark green. So I cut little swatches of this chenille, and I had little swatches of fabric, and to see which green looked better, and then I went ahead and dunked and did just little pieces of the chenille, and I like the apple green just to give it a little bit greener tint, so it's not as gray. It's a little bit greener. You can kind of see the difference there. It's kind of getting blown out. But anyway, so I liked it, so I went ahead and dunked, I measured off, a section here to fit this, and dunked it in the green. So it's a little greener than this original mossy shade. So yeah, So I went ahead and just sort of made it greener and finished it. So I'm very happy with the way it turned out. Yeah, the green of the chenille. Yeah. So there it is, blessed. And this, now that I've finished it, I'm going to take some pictures of the finish, and it'll be on the Etsy site shortly. So you can order it if you'd like to, you know, and it's going to have an alphabet also, it's just a simple backstitched, you know, kind of square alphabet if you want to personalize it for a loved one of your own. Or you can totally leave this off and just do the design if you want, or whatever. And the charms, you know, like I said, you know, this is just you know, what I happen to have, and you can you know, add your own charms, or add, or nothing, or whatever you want to do to personalize it, if you're interested in that. So I'm going to try to get this up on the Three Sisters Creative Etsy site as soon as possible. And the other thing I did, I've had this lingering in a sort of not quite FFO state for a while. I stitched this. It says 2018, so I think that's when I stitched it. This is a Silver Creek Samplers design called Sweet Marmalade. This tiny mouse lives in a house beneath the berry shade. He gathers up the ripest fruit and makes sweet marmalade. I stitched this a long time ago. I think it is a light blue even weave that's available at Hobby Lobby. And then I think these are called for shades, called for colors. They're probably Week Style Works, but I don't remember. And the one thing I did was I changed the words mouse and berry. I think Sweet Marmalade was this color already, but I'm not sure. I don't remember. But I know I changed mouse and berry to it's this, you know, berry color. And Sweet Marmalade, I don't remember. Like I said, I don't remember if this color, if these words were this color already. But anyway, they stand out. And so it was already sewn together and stuffed. It just wasn't sewn across the bottom yet. It was just open down here. And this is actually slightly, Vanna would probably scold me because it has kind of squishy corners. I didn't stuff it all the way into the corners. Probably if I, like, you know, ironed it a little bit, some of it would settle down a little bit because it's kind of puckered here, you know. So I didn't do the best stuffing job on this. But anyway, it was, like I said, the backing was sewn on and it was stuffed. I just hadn't closed it. And I went ahead and I wasn't sure about the trim, but I went ahead and added, this is another Lady Dot Creates, it's called Berry Crush, this chenille that I used on it. So yeah, so I went ahead and finished it. So this is done now. Yay! It's so cute. I just love this little mouse. He's so cute. Yeah. So I was slightly busy, and I just worked on some other FFO stuff. My Blackrock Angels, I cut those apart. I'm always like very indecisive about how to finish them and what I'm going to do exactly. And as a matter of fact, my rabbit project that I did for this month, for August, for cross stitch camp, I have an idea how I'm going to finish them, but I don't have a full idea in my head yet, and I haven't picked, like, what I'm going to do is, I have a metal box thing that I found, I think at Hobby Lobby, but it has a lid on the box, and so I think I'm going to make kind of like a Priscilla and Chelsea style, you know, how she uses these enamel containers. She makes a flat finish, and puts it on there with, like, you know, magnets and washers or whatever, so she can change out each season or month or whatever, and then store the extra ones in the container. So this box, it's a little on the big side. It's a little bit bigger than the design. The design size is like, you know, maybe like this, and the box is, you know, like a couple of inches bigger. So I could make it, you know, a bigger finish with fabric and whatever, and the design. So I have to decide, you know, how big exactly I'm going to make it, and all that stuff. So there's that. But so I'm little by little sort of working through my FFO ideas or whatever. So yeah. And then I talked last time about September, about the cross stitch camp people who want to keep going. Our Sherry Berger, our fearless leader in the cross stitch camp thing, was talking about doing a showstopper type thing in September. I talked about that last week, and I was talking about possibly doing this Al Forrest embroidery kit. This is, what is it called? Monster Wonder Whale. Monster Wonder Whale. It was popular a couple of years ago when it first came out. But so this, one of my viewers had been watching my video, and her husband had saw this and was saying, "Hey, you should do that with her." So I'm probably going to do 2 projects in September. This one, so as a sort of a stitch along with this viewer, alternating with this other one that I was considering, and Heaven and Nature Sing. This one, they're both pretty large. This is, I said, 186 by 153. And then this one is also good sized. It is 189 by 111. So it's also big. So with this one, it has the DMC conversion, which I think I'm going to do rather than needlepoint silks. I'll do a DMC conversion. And so I went ahead and pulled the DMC colors here. Oops. So anyway, they're all there. So they look pretty good. The one color I was concerned with, I'm missing one of them. This 3012 is a sort of a darker green, and then there's a 3013 is the other color, which is just a shade lighter than that. So I still have to find that one. It's in probably one of my other projects. But the B5200 is the white I like to use. This chart just says white, so you know. But I like this this white. But so that was the one I was concerned about. I have these 2 pieces of fabric. I went ahead and I think I had talked about last week about I have a larger piece of fabric that it's a 28 count, I think, that I picked up at Hobby Lobby because I wasn't sure if I had anything that would be appropriate. But since then, I looked at these 2 fabrics that I had in my stash. They're both like coffee dyed, coffee or coffee tea dyed, and I think the white will show up on either of them because it is actually surrounded by I think the green colors. It's like a snowflake on the green trees in this design, like here. And I don't think it appears, and it's like here on the deer's neck and in the trees here. So I don't think the white is ever like by itself directly on the background color. But anyway, so this is a I labeled it 26, but it's 28 count. it's 28 count, even weave, I guess, fabric, yeah, because it's sort of more supple than Monaco Lugana kind of thing. So it's more like an even weave. And then this is a 32 count linen. Yeah, that was also coffee tea dyed, whatever. So this linen was what I had used for my July camp project. I had done the mini spring, and I cut that out as part of my little by little FFO project. But this, the leftover piece of fabric that is probably I can't speak, probably big enough for the and Heaven and Nature Sing. So it'll be one of these two fabrics that I haven't decided which yet, that I will use for this design. So that is my ongoing September plan. I'm probably crazy to try to squeeze both of those plans in for September, but that's where what I'm thinking of now is doing both of those projects. And so I think that is it. Like I said, I did, you know, some preliminary FFO stuff. I went through and cut some things, iron cloth, that sort of stuff. But most of my time, my FFO time, was spent trying to decide on those colors for that little pillow thing, you know, and stitching things together and all that stuff. I'm not a very fast stitcher, sewing person. You know, my sister helped me by sewing doing the machine sewing around the design, and then I had to just stitch it by hand, and I'm just very slow at it. So so it took me a while to finish those projects. So yeah. So today we went to we did our video early this morning, and then we went to eat out for my sister's birthday. We went to Texas Roadhouse, and then we went to go see Respect, the Aretha Franklin biography movie, which was really good. And so yeah, that's how I spent my day. That's why this is so kind of late in the day. So those are my plans. I'm gonna keep stitching the elephant and pug as I continue to try to FFO stuff. I'm like I said, I'm slow and chicken when it comes to that sort of thing. I don't know what I'm afraid of, but I'm just afraid of the decision-making process, I think, of just deciding on things. But yeah, so, you know. But actually, I'm very happy now to have gotten the blessed design finished. It was something I was not... I wanted to get done before my mom's birthday, which is coming up on the 18th. So I wanted to go ahead and get it done in time to to have it for her birthday there. And so it'll be a companion pillow to the Mother's Heart pillow that I did. But so I think that's probably it. It's a nice round 30 minutes for this video. So I think that's it for me for this week. And like I said, if you watch the Three Sisters Creative video, like and subscribe to that video as as long as you're liking and subscribing, you can, like and subscribe to this video too if you haven't already. Thank you to those of you who have. You know, it's always great to have you come back and be regular viewers, and to those who may be watching for the first time, if you'll like and subscribe, I'd appreciate that too. But if you would like and subscribe to the Three Sisters Creative video, like I said, we have a project coming up, and we're planning on doing a special video during the week, in the middle of this week, to launch this new loving project that we've got sort of our hearts set on for this week. So if you'll like and subscribe, like I said, that we're going to be talking about that coming up. So like I said, I think that's all I've got for now. And yeah, that's it. So I will see you again next Saturday. This coming, a week from now. Well, we'll see what other progress I've made. So I think that's it, and I will see you next week. Thanks. Bye.